What's this? A letter for me.
Welcome to another episode of Remember the Great Sports Through the Mail Thursdays. Today I'm going to open up 3 envelopes I recently got back. So let's just jump right into this. This first one is postmarked from Atlanta, Georgia. And it is former Atlanta Brave second baseman / shortstop Rod Gilbreath on 1, 2, 3, and 4. Now, as you can see, he signed all 4 of them in black thin Sharpie, or possibly, I think that's a thin Sharpie. Doesn't look like a ballpoint, but 404. So let me tell you a little bit about Rod Gilbreath and his career. Gilbreath grew up in Mississippi and was drafted by the Braves in the 3rd round of the 1970 draft. He worked his way up through the minor league system at just 17 years old out of high school, and by 1972, at just 19 years old, he made his major league debut with the Braves, appearing in 18 games that season for them. Well, in 1973, he would start the year in AAA. However, would get a call-up for another 29 games for the Braves that year. In 1974, he would spend almost the majority of the entire season in AAA for the Braves, appearing in 3 games for Atlanta that year. Well, in 1975, he made the team as a backup utility infielder, where he appeared in 90 games for the Braves that season. However, in the following year, 1976, he appeared in 116 games for the Braves during that season, and followed that up the next year in 1977 with 128 games. In 1978, he would appear in 116 games for the Braves again as a primary utility / starter. But after the 1978 season, the Braves decided not to give him another contract, and he signed with the Pittsburgh Pirates in 1979. He played the entire season in AAA for the Pirates that year in 1979 and in 1980. Well, after the 1980 season, Gilbreath came back to Atlanta, and he got a job with the Braves, and he had worked in scouting and player development ever since the 1980s with the Braves. I'm not too certain if he still is working, because he is in his late 60s now, so I'm not really sure if he is still working for the Braves in scouting. However, after his playing career, he had a long tenure working for the Braves organization for many, many years. So this is the first time I've ever written him. I had some of these 70s cards laying around, so I decided to stick them in an envelope and send them. So thank you very much, Mr. Gilbreath, for signing those. All right, this next one is postmarked from Mid-Island, New York. And it is a return, and you have seen this card before on a previous video, from Fred Cambria, and he completed the 1971 Topps with Gene Clines. I also included a second blank card of Cambria, and not Clines on there. And I also included a 1972 Topps that features Richie Zisk and Fred Cambria. And I'd seen Richie has been signing through the mail, so my hope is to possibly get Richie to sign this as well. I actually included a second 1972 Topps. He did keep it, which is perfectly fine. I had 4 total. I'd rather have him keep a card like this than, say, the one with Gene Cline's autograph on there, or one with Richie Zisk's autograph on there. So very happy to get these 3 back. So let me tell you about Fred Cambria's career with the Pittsburgh Pirates. So Fred Cambria was drafted out of high school, and the Pittsburgh Pirates made him their 3rd round choice in the 1969 draft. He was assigned to the AA York Pirates, and in 11 decisions had an ERA just of 2.16. The following year, he started AAA and had a very successful campaign in AAA that garnered him a call-up to the majors in August of 1970. He made his major league debut against the Padres, and he finished the year with a pretty solid season in 6 appearances and 5 starts. Well, unfortunately, going into the 1971 season, he garnered an injury to his pitching arm, and he had to actually reinvent his pitching style with the Pittsburgh Pirates. Well, this wasn't too successful in 1971, and he only appeared in 7 games that year in AAA for the Pirates. In 1972, he would return as a reliever. However, that as well wasn't as successful as he'd hoped and never got a call back to the majors. He signed a contract with the New York Yankees in 1973 and appeared in 7 games for their Double-A affiliate. Well, after he finished the 73 season, at just 25 years old, he decided to retire from baseball and go to college at St. Leo University in St. Leo, Florida. During that time at St. Leo's, he graduated and became the baseball coach for St. Leo's and also worked as a minor league instructor for the Padres organization. So for many years, he worked as a baseball coach at the collegiate level, then again worked for the Padres. Also said that he served as the commissioner of the Atlantic Collegiate Baseball League. Cambria was inducted in the Suffolk Sports Hall of Fame on Long Island in baseball category with the class of 2014. So he is in a Hall of Fame technically in Long Island. So I decided to write Mr. Cambria because, again, he's the second half of this Gene Klein's card. But I was also, hoping to get Richie Zisk on that. So stay tuned. Hopefully we get Richie to sign. I think he signs for a nominal fee or maybe for free. I'm not sure. I'd have to look into that. But definitely keep an eye open for this card in the future. All right, so this final one is postmarked from Texas. And it is another one of these minor league cards. And I've featured this one before in a past episode, and I'll post that up in the corner. And this is actually already signed by Alan Bannister, and it is now signed by pitching coach Larry Hardy. And I actually had a couple other minor league cards of Mr. Hardy as well. And again, these are just randomly, I happen to have them in my collection. And Hardy did play in the major leagues, and try as I might, I just did not have any of his playing cards. The nice thing about this, he also included a bonus postcard sized card of him as the coach with the Texas Rangers. So I'll just put that to the side, and we'll talk about that in a second. But let me tell you a little about Larry Hardy and his career. Hardy was a Texas native from Goose Creek, Texas, which I just think that's a cool name for a town, Goose Creek. And he played for the University of Texas at Austin for the Longhorns. He was drafted originally by the New York Yankees in 1969. However, he chose not to sign with the Yankees and played another year in college and was then drafted in the 23rd round by the San Diego Padres. He would spend 1970 through 1973 working his way up through the minor leagues of the Padres organization, and in 1974 he would spend only 3 games in AAA before he got his call up to the majors with the San Diego Padres, where he actually had a pretty decent record of 9-4 in 76 appearances for the Padres that year. In 1975, he would spend most of the year in AAA, however. However, he did get 3 appearances in the majors for the Padres in 75. Well, after the 1975 season, he was traded to the Houston Astros for Doug Rader. So that's how Doug Rader became a Padre. He would split time between AAA and the majors that year in 1976 for the Astros. And his time in Houston was not very good, as he had an ERA over 7 in just 15 appearances. 1977, he would return full-time to AAA and not get a call-up back to the majors after that 1976 season. After the 1979 season, he would then retire as a player and get involved in coaching. As a matter of fact, he actually was considered a player coach his last couple years that he was with Houston's affiliate. He went to the Blue Jays in 1980 and served as a manager of their Double-A level affiliate and as a minor league instructor. He would then coach throughout the 1980s, coaching for the San Francisco Giants organization, which are these cards right here with Phoenix. And then in 1995, he would join the Texas Rangers coaching staff under Johnny Oates as their manager. He would stay through 2001 with the Texas Rangers in a coaching capacity. And I'm not really sure, it doesn't say on his Wikipedia page after 2001 where he coached or if he coached, but he spent a long time as a coach, almost 20 years as a coach, working his way up through the minor league system and getting back to the major leagues as a coach with the Rangers. So I want to thank Mr. Hardy for signing these, including this extra postcard and finishing off this early 90s minor league card with Alan Bannister. I definitely want to thank Mr. Cambria for finishing off the card with Gene Kleins and also signing a couple more, and like I said, maybe sending that one out to Richie Zisk pretty soon. I also want to thank Mr. Rod Gilbreath for signing my cards as well. I had never gotten him before in the past, so very happy to add his autograph to the collection. And I want to thank you for taking the time for watching another episode. And as always, happy collecting.